Testicles.
Testicles.
Chesticles.
Is that Ross Noble?
Basically, I'm his body double, but worryingly for the waist down.
Weird. Putting that in the podcast. Is your mic on? You sound different.
That's weird. Let me check. You might have gone to my other mic. 1 second.
You sound echoey.
What about now?
That's better.
Cool.
There's
Yeah.
more sexiness to your voice, you know.
That's what I'm all about. Not the only reason I was late, but there was a rich haul of weird books on the free bookstall I walked past on the way back.
I'm assuming this is all the episode, yeah? We're not going to do an intro.
Actually, fuck it, yeah. I'm going to save that. Well, that's good. It shows that the AfterWyrds are honest, you know? It's like, I wasn't even trying to put it in. I was just like, oh, I've got to show Craig my weird book.
Yes. No, this is all going in. From the minute you connected to your audio being shit, I'm just going to release it unedited because that's what the people have asked for, Andy.
All right, fair enough. Well, you know, welcome to AfterWyrd and all that.
Exactly. Yeah, so, I don't know, did you bring anything weird home from Corf?
Only this, like, weird rash.
Yeah? Shouldn't have shared my sleeping bag, to be fair.
This is it. You did warn me. But, yeah, no, nothing weird. No strange, shimmering white shapes.
No.
What about you? Apart from a haunted deer skull that you took with you in the first place.
Well, that's in the van now because I've got a course to run tomorrow. So, no. But I do have a connected story about when I got home from Corf.
Go on.
So we ordered a takeaway because feeling lazy. Emma ordered a spring roll.
Good choice. Solid choice.
Yeah, pretty good choice. But it was fucking massive, right? So I'm like sat there. I'm like, fucking hell, what's that? And she says, spring roll. Oh, yeah, that's a beast, isn't it? And Ocean turns around, right? Out of nowhere. She just turned around and she went, oh, the beast of devices. No, that's not a beast. That's my mum. So she thought I was talking about Emma. And not.
Can we just rewind a little bit? Like the beast of devices, like not just that's the beast, that's not the beast, that's my mum. Like the beast. So clearly Emma has this word for this, you know. Clearly Ocean has this like notion of mum as the beast of devices.
Apparently so.
I don't know. Have we done an episode on that? I can't remember.
There was no beast in our episode on devices, no.
Well, according to your daughter, she was at home with her, I guess.
Exactly.
Blimey. Wow. The mouth of babes and all that.
Exactly. Got another. Yes.
Yeah, in a very unlike me fashion, as I mentioned at the beginning, I was late to record today.
Were you? I didn't notice.
Well, I mean, in all technicality, you did say text me when you're ready, so that's my defence, and I'm sticking to it. But one of the reasons was my dedication to this podcast and love of free things, because I did pop by the free bookstall in the shopping centre I walked through on the way back. I got Arthur's Britain. I got Arthur C. Clarke's World of Strange Powers. The back sticky, I'm not going to ask.
What?
I got one for Craig at a level he could understand them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's more my level. I like that.
The children's book of myths and legends. Look, there's
has it got pictures? I'm only reading if it's got
pictures.
There you go then.
Pictures. There we go.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Pictures on the back as well. So there you go. We'll cover that. Don't worry. We'll cover that. I'm quite happy with this one. This meaty tome.
Okay.
It
looks pretty decent.
Field guide to the megalithic sites of Britain and Ireland.
Sounds like you've got another trip planned.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a whole road trip all across, you know. Do you reckon Becky and Emma will understand if it comes a 3-month road trip?
Maybe.
But the most interesting one is this. Legio Maria.
Is that the one with the poltergeist in it? You usually get a
Probably.
haunted one, don't you?
I think this is the haunted one. This is a plot twist. It's the kids' book. So I don't know what this is. It belonged to Pauline M. Wiltos, something. I can't read that writing. 62 Hedgestead Streets, Cannock. The official handbook of the Legion of Mary. This was printed up in 1955, but this is the 1959 reprint. Published by Concilium Legionis Mariae, de Montfort House, Dublin, Ireland. I mean, it's probably a Catholic fellowship of some description. I don't know. Is that an ice pop? Is that a?
Yeah.
I take the piss, but I'm just jealous at this point.
It's hot, man.
It is fucking hot. You mean you don't have aircon in your studio?
God, I wish. It's I said to Emma, it's really funny because in preparation to come to the studio, it's like the most British thing, right? I got one of these, which I'm going to come back to this. Got a question for you. I've got a cup of tea.
Ah! The duality of the Brit.
And a glass of water.
I noticed in a true British fashion, he called it a water.
So, I noticed you called this, what did you call this?
An ice pop.
It's an interesting topic of conversation, that. Because when I grew up, these were called tip-tops.
Tip-tops? Oh, damn, we are delving into yesteryear. You're only like 3 years older than me, man. I never remember those things being called tip-tops.
Tip-tops or ice poles?
Ice poles, yeah, ice poles, ice pop.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if it's they must have something similar to these in other countries. It can't just be here, but
do let us know.
I guess let us know. What do you call it? But Tip Tops, I believe Tip Tops was a brand originally.
Oh, that makes sense.
A bit like having Hoover as a generic brand for the thing you clean the carpet with, right? So that's sort of.
Do you remember? Was it Cresta, the soda company with a polar bear? Was it Cresta? Don't know why that sprung to mind a while ago.
So yeah, if you can hear me crunching,
there you go.
Actually, it's this one's actually called a squeezy.
A squeezy. I've never called them squeezes, and I shan't start now.
And it says Easy Freezy. And they're made by Slush Puppy. If Slush Puppy would like to sponsor an episode and send me a box of ice pops, let me know.
So, just reading inside this cover while being soothed by your dulcet tones about squeezies and tip-tops. I won't read the whole thing, but it's got a seal of approval from the Vatican. Dear Mr. Duff, and so that was by the Pope's secretary. I'm going to read this at some point, but
you just did.
No, like the whole book. The whole book. I don't exactly know what it is, but it does seem to be like a group that's, and I could be wrong. I might be completely wrong on this. It seems to be like a evangelical group within the church, but also with a whole notion of they're there to defeat the forces of evil that are trying to overtake the world. Like the imagery on it is really cool. It's like it looks like Roman banners. So you can see it there. But Roman banners about like a banner of Mary, and like she's treading serpents beneath her with like legionary and knights all around.
Sounds a bit cultish.
I know, right? So I'm quite pleased with that one.
Should we actually do some weird stuff today, or should we just talk between ourselves?
That feels pretty weird, man. That feels pretty weird. But yeah, let's do some weird news.
Actually, before we do, I was going to mention as well, we had a comment on our Substack yesterday that I think is worth bringing to the attention of the group.
Oh yeah, bring it to the council.
Yeah. So we had a comment from a Dominic Adler. Hello, Dominic, if you're listening.
Hey, Dominic.
You are. Yeah, it says, I genuinely mean this in a good way. I'm so glad you guys look exactly as I hoped. And then loving the weird den. which I don't know if he means your den or my den.
I imagine it's your den. I don't really have a den. I have a bookshelf and a skull and stuff.
That's your den, isn't it?
Oh, it's my den. It's this corner of the room. It is my den. I just live here.
So yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to take
none
that.
taken, I guess.
I think the sort of people that would listen to us, I think, would mean that well. So
Yeah, I just don't know what he envisioned us looking like.
Like this, I guess. It'd be funny if he thought I look like you and you look like me.
All right, so weird news. Should we do some weird news?
Let's do some weird news.
Got the business out of the way. Oh, and yeah, obviously, if you want to sign up to Substack and help us pay for the Zoom and all the other stuff we have to pay for to keep the show going, then you can sign up either for free or you can give us a little bit of money every month, as Claire and Lou currently do. That rhymed. Look at that.
Claire and Lou currently do.
So yes, thank you, Claire and Lou.
It's how Lou and Claire show they care.
Exactly.
No one comes here for the poetry.
I do.
All right, fair.
Yeah, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first. You go first.
Okay. Well, actually, so this isn't necessarily a weird news, but it's just something that I thought was worth bringing up. I've got a video to play off of the TikTok, and I don't know whether you will have come across this, and I think the video speaks for itself to some extent, so I won't say too much because that wouldn't be fun, but I'm just going to show you this clip and then we'll discuss it. How's that?
Alexa!
Wow, what the hell?
Hey Google! Hey Google, what's the weather like tomorrow?
Hey Google.
Ooh.
Are you ready to go, Mimi's? Hey Google.
Hi.
Oh
Madison.
no.
Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
Okay Google, turn on the lamp. It's okay, it's okay. Belinda, I hear you.
Hey Google.
Yeah. So is the implication? Go on. Is there more?
No, I mean you can find various compilations of it and people commenting on it. But it's just a very odd thing. So children seem to be reacting to "Hey Google," "Hey Siri," "Hey Alexa." Some people are theorizing that there's some kind of I don't know, something's happening.
Malevolence.
Yeah. I kind of think that if people are using it to turn on lights and things, that maybe the children are misinterpreting it. Because, come on, if you say, "Hey, Google, turn the lights on," and the lights come on, that's freaky.
Yeah, but some of those kids are a bit too young to really understand even that. I think it's more basic than that. I think it's when the Google speaks back and there's a disembodied voice, they don't know where it's from, and it sounds different, and kids pick up on that. And I think it's just the fact it's less about the lights coming on, but it's when they hear Google speaking back. So they hear the "Hey Google" and they know the disembodied voice is coming. So I think that might play into it. Or it might be some demonic entity tied to Google and Alexa.
Both are plausible.
You can imagine weird. There's like the parents go out the room and like Google turns on. It's like, "The world will be plunged into darkness. All will suffer." It's just like, this demonic voice and then it just goes, "The temperature today," when the parents walk back in.
Yes,
that's how I see it. That's how my short film's going to be about it. Yeah, I think it is either, as I said, in an older kids, maybe it is like just the fact the light's turning on and it's like, no, you go and turn the light on. Yeah, well, who else is here? But I personally think it's more down to the disembodied voice.
Yeah, as I say, there's another theory that it's some kind of I suppose radio waves or something that's making their brains act up.
Yeah, I mean it could be like you get those cat scarers, those little like high pitched noises, and I can tell I'm getting old because I can't really hear them anymore. But there's that high pitched frequency that only like animals and like young kids can hear. So if it's emitting something like that, yeah, maybe they're just like, that's bad.
Yeah,
or it's demons.
Or it's demons. It's probably demons.
Probably is, to be fair.
It's Amazon. It's probably demons.
Good job. I've got the Legio Maria handbook to guide me through these troubling times. I looked it up, by the way. It's it's just a sort of a evangelical fellowship of sorts, but you have to swear some funky oaths, and it's quite difficult to leave. So it does sound quite interesting, but I don't think they actually battle demons yet.
I'm interested by who gave that away then, because
yeah,
I don't know. I guess it could have belonged to someone that passed away.
In my head, it's some like retired warrior nun that's like finally letting go of her past life. Like, you know, she's like getting rid of things, and like, you know, there's her like her silver sword and like her like bottles of holy water on racks, and then like she just sort of sighs and, you know, no, that's not me anymore, closes the cabinet and takes the book and donates it. Again, that's how it's going to happen in my story.
Are these the same story or separate stories?
I don't know yet. Maybe, because I mean, maybe she comes back to go and fight the Alexa demons, you know, and the you know, the Amazon demons. There you go. There you go. You're a collaborator now.
Yeah. So when you make that, I get some of the proceeds from your not-for-profit movie.
Exactly.
When you finish that other film that you've been making for 100 years.
There's another. Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Okay. So I guess I will bring some weird news.
Go on then.
All right. This one comes from the Sun. It's
Didn't you do the Sun last week?
I might have done. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, I think it was the US Sun you did.
Oh, this one is the US Sun as well, actually.
New favourite source.
A 1984 car accident that killed a 16-year-old boy is being brought to light again as experts claim that crash photos give definitive proof of a soul leaving the body.
Oh yeah, I nearly did this one.
Over 4 decades ago, Minnesota teenager John Bulware was on his way to a Prince concert with 3 friends when their car slammed into a tree about 40 miles an hour. Bulware was pronounced dead on the scene after suffering from a broken neck, while the others only suffered minor injuries. When police arrived on the scene, photos were taken with a film camera showing the car accident for their records. It wasn't until days later, when the film was developed, the police were shocked by what they saw in one of the photos. Now dubbed The Ghost That Screamed, a picture at the scene showed what appeared to be a screaming face similar to Bulware's above the crashed car. The officer who took the photo, Brian Cole, explained in a Case Files Unknown, excellent episode, that the figure appeared to be in agony and had distinctive hair and a distinctive profile, drawing similarities to Bulware. There were some images on the picture that definitely weren't there when I was taking the pictures, and I didn't have any explanation for. I just couldn't explain what it was. There was no explanation in my mind that the experts haven't been able to give me explanation. He says explanation a lot. Yeah, basically he said the experts. I'm not saying explanation that many times. See, I'm still saying it. Do
you want to share the picture? For those that
I'm gonna finish the article real quick, because there's not much more. Throughout the years, skeptics and conspiracy theorists have dished out theories on how a face appeared in the photo. Some said that the picture had been double exposed, while others have blamed the face on light fragments. A mystic, however, is now claiming that it's proof of the soul leaving the body. This is Matt Fraser from When Heaven Calls, Life Lessons, from America's top psychic medium. It depicts a soul in transition. The photo was taken just moments after a tragic accident, and what stands out immediately is the ghostly face, what looks like a man screaming. It appears to be screaming in many tragic deaths. The soul doesn't immediately realise it has passed. But yeah, it goes on and on. But I will share the picture. Right, can you see that?
Yeah.
So it's this up here.
Okay. Can we zoom in on that? A little bit. That looks like spitting image.
It does a bit, doesn't it? It's like very sort of, you got the mouth sort of
it's like
nose.
Caricature of a face.
Yeah.
It's side on, I'm presuming, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be. And then below, there's just all this weird light stuff. That's got to be light refraction there.
Yeah. And this would have been on film because the 80s, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's just not.
But yeah, I don't know. It does look a bit weird. But again, you stare at things long enough and you'll start making patterns in them. And you'll be like...
I mean, It almost looks like a reflection off of glass as well. So
It does.
Did you take that
Yeah,
picture from inside a car?
Yeah, exactly. That's my thought. You'd think they'd know better than that, but it's weird. It is weird.
The way the whole image is kind of out of focus, it's just makes me think it was taken through like the dash or something.
Didn't you hear Matt Fraser said it was definitive proof?
Oh yes, sorry, Matt.
Yeah, you got any weird news?
I've got a weird news, but I wanted to quickly mention a post I found because I think, to those that have listened for long enough, I'm pretty sure you've mentioned this like last year, but I don't know because this is a recent article, so it's obviously come around again. But I just want to point something out here. So this is from the Dorset Echo, and it says Dorset named the third most supernaturally active area in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Take that, Wiltshire.
Well, you say that. The second most haunted place in the UK is Wiltshire.
Okay.
And the first is Argyll and Bute in Scotland.
So that makes Wiltshire the most haunted place in England.
Yes.
God, Dorset isn't even the most haunted place in Wessex.
No. But I just thought it was funny that because it's the Dorset Echo, though, they've gone with Dorset as the headline and like the third most supernaturally active area.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to write about Dorset. I can't slate them for that. Not those strong in the arm, thick in the head ones up north.
In Wiltshire.
Yeah, exactly. Up north.
That's not up north.
It's north from here.
Don't start saying that to people that live in like Scotland. You're in the north.
Well, I mean, they laugh when like people from Yorkshire or like Northumberland call themselves Northerners. But
yeah. Anyway, thought that was worth a quick mention.
It is worth a quick mention. I will just point out though, if they're counting crop circles in Supernatural, I know they're cool. I know we've covered them. Go and watch the episodes if you haven't. But I don't know if dudes making crop circles that we know are dudes making crop circles count for Supernatural. You know, just saying maybe Dorset deserves that title. Just saying, not that I'm salty about it or anything.
You sound a bit salty about it for someone that's not even from Dorset. You just live there.
It's my adopted home.
I'm just wondering, actually, now that you say that. So it's from a study that mapped UFO hotspots, crop circles, and paranormal activity across the country. So it's not just crop circles, but that could be skewing.
I bet they make up a big bit of it.
I don't know. I mean, we've only had about 3 or 4 crop circles in the country this year so far, and like what, 1 or 2 of them have been in Wiltshire. Dorset's had one, so
yeah, true. It's real though.
I think you're just making excuses, to be honest.
I am.
Well, yeah. Paranormal activity has been documented across Dorset for generations, with 446 sightings recorded across the county. One report from Beaminster detailed a farmer encountering a woman in a white dress with bright pink eyes. She sounds like she was on something.
You'll just get a little high.
In another case, 2 train drivers claimed to have struck a shadowy figure while passing through the Bingham railway tunnel. Yeah, Dorset was only surpassed by Argyll and Bute in Scotland and Wiltshire. But it's by quite a way, to be honest. Scotland and Wiltshire, there's literally 0.9 of a sighting difference between them. So Wiltshire is almost top. The next nearest being Dorset is 62.6, which is what, about 15 sightings less.
Take away those fake crops. No, I'm going to leave that now. But I know one of the most haunted towns in Hertford. One of the most haunted towns in Hertford is Hertford. One of the most haunted towns in England is in Hertfordshire. But that's St Albans, which I want to know at some point. I was just looking at haunted towns, and number 8 is Corfe Castle. In like some of the most haunted places in. Yeah, I have too.
Yeah. That wasn't meant to be a weird news anyway. I just thought you'd like me.
No, absolutely.
For a change.
Or do your weird news. I'll stop distracting you.
I will. No, it's fine. I just had a message from Eric Nelson as well. Hello.
Oh.
I'm not going to tell you what it's about. That will remain for another day. This is from a source that you've used recently, the Lad
The
Bible.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do this one. It's just a little bit of a dark one, but it connects to an episode we did recently because it's about premonitions. So just to say that premonitions are still happening. So a man had
revive the bureau.
That's for you to do. A man had chilling vision 10 days in a row before plane crash that saw 273 people killed.
Oof. Go on.
It says, despite multiple calls to the company, nothing could be done. A man has revealed the details of 10 chilling visions he had shortly before a horrific plane crash that killed nearly 300 people. I love how they changed the numbers throughout the article just to like round stuff off. Because it was 273. Now they're saying close to 300.
They just didn't want it to repeat themselves too much, I guess.
Plane crashes have been far too regular in recent months, with the Air India flight perhaps the primary example. After 270 people were killed last month, there are often ominous moments associated with the crashes, whether to be a certain seat being home to a lone survivor or the pilot's last words before the disaster, but few can compare to the alleged visions of David Booth ahead of a huge plane crash in Chicago back in 1979. Going back in time. He says, everyone talks about a dream and everybody had dreams. I didn't have a dream. I had a vision. Is he trying to sound all like Martin Luther King, or? I didn't have a dream. I had a vision. Yeah, so the dream would always start in the same way. It was a bright sunlit day and I'm looking at a very large airport and a very long runway, and there's a really large plane. I can see American Airlines. I see the plane start to taxi on the runway and it gathers up speed. All of a sudden, as it's going off, there's a perception in my mind that there's something wrong with the sound that the engine is making. Speaking to Our Paranormal World on YouTube, David describes seeing the plane go straight up in the air before it turns and goes straight back to the ground, where it explodes in this humongous inferno and a wave of despair. He adds, just like a physical object would just hit you right in the chest. Just one of these visions would be enough for any person to worry, but David would go on to have another 9 of these visions every night until the tragedy killed 273 people.
Jesus.
On the 25th of May, 1979, American Airlines Flight 191 plunged to the ground just moments after takeoff from O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. Unfortunately, despite David's efforts, he wasn't able to provide any real details to Jack Barker, the FAA's public affairs director who initially took his call. He recalls David sounded perfectly sane and credible. There was nothing kooky about him at all. He'd had a disturbing dream 7 nights in a row at that point.
I said a weird thing there. I was thinking that was John Barker, wasn't it, who founded the Premonitions Bureau?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would talk to him and listen to him, but David's dream didn't give me enough information to do anything with it. Didn't give a location. It didn't give a flight. Some numbers which didn't make any sense. David recounted that every day it got worse and worse and worse, not knowing what to do, not knowing what I was supposed to do, not being able to forget an image seared, not just into my mind, but into the very fabric of my entire being. After one final vision, he felt sure that something had shifted, and when he went into work that day, he was informed that the flight had crashed moments after takeoff, and there were no survivors. I thought, to be honest, I skimmed this article, and because I saw the reference to the Ahmedabad stuff, I thought he'd predicted that, but this is back in the 70s. So my bad for not reading the whole article. But still, I mean, that's around the time of the Premonition Bureau.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit earlier.
But one of the ladies carried on, didn't she, to take stuff. I forget the dates now, but
I think it was late 60s.
So what was this guy's name? David Booth. Yeah, David Booth. I don't think that name came up in the other one before, did it?
No.
Just to check. No. Okay. Yeah, there's another article about Chilling history of Alaskan Triangle as major search underway after a flight carrying 10 people vanished. That was this year as well. But that's for another day.
And yeah, I think that probably wraps it up.
Yeah. I think we've waffled on for long enough.
Probably. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. And
Oh
anything
yeah,
to
and
add?
yeah. Well, I was going to quickly say actually. So a heads up is that next week's episode is a re-release of an episode we released for paying subscribers back in
Ah, yes.
February. It's a good episode. It's still worth listening to. There's some really good stuff in there, but it is based around Valentine's Day, so the intro might sound a bit off if you haven't heard it, which not many people have, because it references it being Valentine's Day, and obviously it's not. But I figured, fuck it, like.
Yeah,
Just listen. It's a good story, and there's
it is.
lots of folklore and stuff tied into it. So it's worth bearing with the initial intro just to listen to the rest of it, because without the intro, it would still be a good episode. So yeah,
I reckon so.
yeah. All right. So I guess on that note, I've been Craig.
I've been Andy, and both of us look as we're supposed to look, as we're imagined to be looking.
And if you haven't seen us yet, how do you imagine we look?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if you're listening to this, we want to know. We want to know.
Do we?
I don't know. Actually, just I said that, I thought maybe I don't.
Yes. Keep your opinions to yourself. No, wait. No, we want opinions.
Just not those ones. Yeah, I guess don't blame the owls.
Exactly.